Hey guys, welcome back to Journey Restore Part 12. We're going to start doing the wiring and stuff, put in the tape deck. We got the tape recorded, the 3-minute loop tape. It's all recorded on here. It's not playing real loud, so hopefully once we hook it up and we use the amp, we'll be able to turn it up a little bit. We did print up some pictures. Some of these pictures are from when I took the cabinet apart, what order the wiring went on the speakers and the on-off switch, and where the tag goes and stuff like that, because I got to put the tag back on. And I went online and found some pictures I stole off the internet of how the wiring is routed in the cabinet, so we can follow that and run the new harness to where it needs to go. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with probably start with putting the harness in first. Trying to figure out where I can put the camera so you guys can see. All right, let's start with this harness. This one goes up to the on-off switch and the marquee and the speakers. This should just run up this side here. So I have my picture down here to go off of. So it looks like we go plug in down here on the power brick. These wires right here go onto the ground lugs on the power brick. Okay, and it looks like we have a clamp down here, which I need to get the ground strap wire to. Looks like the ground strap wire goes up with the regular wires. All right, these are both the same length. This one goes to the monitor because it's got this clip on the end here. So I think this goes down here. I'm gonna grab my headlight. All right, that'd be a little bit easier for me to see. Looks like the first clamp is right here, goes into this screw hole. interlock switch wires right here. Looks like the interlock switch is just below this bracket right here. Kind of hard to see from these pictures. Come up to here for another wire tie, clamp, whatever you call them. This is power for the monitor, interlock switch. Now I don't really have a picture of it higher up. But I'm pretty sure there's a clamp that goes right there. I still have to make a mount for the top of the PCB, which I'll probably do that tomorrow. See if I can get you guys up here. This is the on-off switch, goes up there. This is for the marquee. This plugs into this plug up here. He has everything labeled nicely on this harness. These are speaker grounds. These are not the speaker wires, these are just the grounds. One ground wire goes to each speaker. And then this is our on-off switch, which we have to put in up there. Here's our on-off switch. I did take pictures of it when I took the wiring off of it. Which I have right here, so I know which order they go in. So it looks like the yellow stripe ones go farther to this end. So the yellow stripe go on this side. Yellow and blue, regular blue above it. And he has these little bands right here, so you know which one the yellow one is. So yellow and blue goes right here. Brown and yellow go right here. And then you just follow the other side. Brown on the brown side and blue on the blue side. And then this could get mounted up in here. It gets mounted from underneath. I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, I got the ground wires on the speakers. The marquee is plugged in. You can see how everything's labeled. One of the two ground wires is shorter than the other, so obviously they go right and left. Doesn't really matter, but we have our power wire, which is going to go to the monitor. Next we got to do is an interlock switch and get that hooked up. Let me go get another interlock switch because the one that was in the cabinet's broken. Okay, I got the interlock switch here. I had to use a machine screw with the nut on this. The rivets, one of them was broken off because somebody, when I got the cabinet, had this interlock switch just bent backwards, and when they bent it, they must have broke one of the rivets off. I did take a picture here of the order of the wiring. So if you look here, I am missing this piece. I got to put this piece on it first. This piece goes on here like that. Okay, so if I'm holding it this direction here, like the picture, we got to do brown and yellow, brown next to it. So we're going to do brown and yellow. Brown next to it. And then we have blue and yellow, and then blue all the way on the outside. So blue and yellow, and then blue all the way on the outside. Okay, then this gets mounted. Gotta make sure you push these in all the way. That one's loose. When they're loose, sometimes you gotta grab some pliers and lightly squeeze them together. That's better. Just tug on them, make sure they're all in there, and then this gets mounted here, but it actually goes lower according to the picture. Looks like it's down lower here. We don't have the original holes because we made this new cleat, so we need to kind of just guess where it's at. And if you look, the interlock switch looks like it's almost rubbing into the bottom of that bracket. So I mean, we're only gonna be able to get it so close. I almost wonder if, I think what I'm gonna have to do is move this wiring harness down a little bit and put more slack down here. I have too much slack up there. So let me move that and I'll be back. All right, what I did was I just took it off the little clamps that hold the wires. Let that dangle up there for a minute, and then we can put this where we think it goes. Then we can reclip the wires into these mounts. This one I'll have to take off. Okay. So according to the picture, it's right about there. So that's where we are going to mount it. Find the screws for them. Making some new holes here. Okay. Now we just clip this back into the wire holder. Okay, that's back in up there for our monitor. Then we can put the one in down here. So ground wire, ground strap rather. Okay, leave that there. So I think we're done with that for now. So now we can work on, let's do this speaker wiring harness that goes up this side. And he has this all labeled as well. Right speaker, left speaker. So we are going to, I'm going to leave these tags on there. So we need to plug this in. It has a key in here, so you can only plug it in one direction onto the board. And I have this board on backwards. We need to spin this board around, the amp board. If you look in the picture here, the heat sinks are on this side. I have them going on the opposite side. So let's take this off. These are the original mounting holes that it's in. Once again, I don't know that this board works or not yet. I'm hoping that it works. So now we'll plug this in. Goes this way. Then we got to start running the wires up the side of the cabinet here. First clamp goes right here. These are smaller clamps. Then it looks like it comes over to this hole right here. Now we have to plug it in. I don't know if right and left speaker are when you're on the front of the cabinet or the back of the cabinet, so I'm going to look at my pictures and see. Of course, my pictures are too close up to see which order they went in. This one might help. This is the front of the cabinet, so the white and black wire, right side would be white and black. Okay, perfect. We have a white and black wire right here, and it says right side. So if you're looking at the front of the cabinet, right side is the right side. I just wasn't sure if it was from looking at the back of the cabinet or the front of the cabinet. See the speakers up there, and then one other thing. You need to see which is positive and which is negative. So by looking at the cabinet, the white and black goes on the terminal closest to the marquee. So white and black goes out there. The green one goes on the back side, which in all reality, it should be opposite on the other one because the speakers rotated around. So we're going to put the left speaker terminals, which are the white and red, to the side closest to us on the back, and put the green in the front. Okay, speakers are hooked up. Marquee is hooked up. The grounds are hooked up onto the speakers. It's plugged into the amp board. So now the next harness is the main harness that goes to the PCB. Let me get my photo out again. Actually, this is the power supply cables. For now, we're just going to plug them into the original power supply, and then tomorrow or the next day we'll hook up the switcher. But for now we're just going to plug them into the old one just so that we know where they go. So now I'm trying to look here at how they go, and what it is they go from the front of the power brick they go this way. This side has 3. The side that goes to the power brick has 2. So you know right off the bat, plus this says power chassis P4, power chassis P1. So these 2 go to the brick, and they can only go in one direction. And then we're just going to plug them into the, just trying to see here if I'm going to have enough length to mount that power supply, because I want to leave the original one in the bottom of the cabinet. Okay, that's done. This is the main harness now. Okay, audio amp J1, which is right here. Once again, it has a key in it. These are our power supplies. We're just going to plug them into the old one for now. And if we look at the picture here, the wires go underneath the amp board, back over above the PCB. And then we have to plug in our other amp wire, which is audio amp J3, has a key in it. That goes back here. We'll plug that in. Gotta mount this harness. I'm using all the old holes in the cabinets where they had mounted it originally. Okay, that goes there. And if you look, the next clamp is right about here, which I see a hole right there. This goes down to the PCB. This is the bracket that we need to make still, and luckily the holes are up there so that we can see how it mounts. We got to make the wood part and the angle metal part. But it looks like we have another clamp that goes right above this bracket right here. One more on the end here. Okay, so we're all the way over to there now. All right, let me put the tape deck, set it on that bracket up there. I might have to adjust my brackets, because I think, well, it just clears the wire for that one. Oh, it looks like we're okay. We just clear the wiring. I'm going to mount those real quick. Let me get a socket here. Making sure I'm not going through. Now I just got to remember where I put the screws for these ones. All right, I have the 4 for those. Okay, tape deck is mounted. These wires are labeled coin door, control panel. This is the utility panel, and this is the other volume pot for the tape deck, I believe. All these gotta go forward. That way, this goes down to the PCB, which I'm gonna leave unplugged for now. All 3 of these do. Wonder if there's a keyway in them. Okay, there are keyways in them. I'm just gonna go ahead and plug them in for now. I want to take this apart. I have a free play chip I need to put on this board, and I have new ribbon cables. So when I make the bracket to hold the board into the cabinet, we'll change all that stuff out. Okay, that's plugged in. This one I'm just going to leave unplugged for now. We know where that goes. So now I got to go around the front over here and put in one more cable holder. I'll see if I can bring it down here for you to see. Okay, control panel, coin door, all the switches. Now this is the wiring harness for the coin door. Well, that's the control panel right here. So we could plug it in for now. We need to do some wiring on that coin door. And then we have this ground wire that comes from the coin door. And I don't remember if it goes to the wood or to this nut. I think it went to the wood, because then this one connects into it. Yeah, it goes into the wood, I believe. That's where I'm going to put it. You know what? I believe these go over here. I'm not sure if it's on this side or the other. It's got to be on this side. There's a hole drilled, goes down here. Boy, I'm not sure. Okay, this one goes down here, down at the bottom. This other one goes above it, right here. We're not going to put these on yet because I got to solder the wires together. But the ground strap goes up here. Okay. So we have the ground strap coming from the amp board down into the power brick, branches off the power brick, goes forward to the coin door. The other one comes up around behind the interlock switch up to the monitor area. And I believe I'm missing one, and I'll see if I can find one. I believe there's one that comes from here to the PCB mounting plate. So it grounds to the mounting plate. So other than that, that's done. We pretty much have all the wiring routed. I'll take a real quick panoramic view or a video here so you can see how it's routed in case anybody needs to figure it out. And then these go up. The tape deck I'm using is smaller than the original one, like we had talked when I was building it. I could still get to the play button. I could slide this forward some if I notch this bracket out. The I believe it goes to the auxiliary port. That's what this is plugged into. So if I were to notch this bracket out, I could slide the tape deck forward more, but I'm just gonna leave it like that. It's not hurting anything. I can still get to the play button here. It's the only button that needs to be pushed down anyways. So other than that, I'm gonna end this video at number 12. This is just routing some of the wires in the cabinet. Next video, we will mount the volume switch, test switch, and the other volume switch. We'll get the power supply wired up in the cabinet. And we will make the bracket for the PCB, and then after that we're ready to fire this up and see what happens. So all right guys, that's gonna do it for tonight. Have a good night.